Hey guys, welcome again to the Maths Club. If you are just joining us, welcome. So for some time we'll be looking at set theory from the introduction down to Venn diagram shading, and as we always do, always cap it off with WAEC past questions from the last 10 years. So without further ado, let's just get started. So this first question is from 2023, and it says that there are 30 students in the class. 15 study woodwork and 13 study metalwork. 6 study neither of the two subjects. How many students study woodwork but not metalwork? Let's try it out together. So for this particular question, we'll solve it using two different approaches. Right, the mathematical formula that we've established in previous videos, and we'll use Venn diagram to also continue it. So let's write down what we're given. The first thing that we're told is that there are 30 students in the class, so that means the universal set of the class, there are 30 students. 15 study woodwork, so the number of people studying the woodwork, let's say n of w is equal to 15. And 13 study metalwork, so that will be n of m. Let's use m to represent metalwork. And 6 study neither of the two subjects. The way we've been representing this kind of thing in previous videos is by saying n of w union m complement, right? And that's equal to 6. So how many students study woodwork but not metalwork? That is also equivalent to how I've been saying it before as how many students study woodwork only. So I'll just put n of w only, and this was what we're told to find. So if we're using our mathematical formula, the expanded formula I talked about, we said n of u minus n of w union m complement is equal to n of w plus n of m minus n of w intersection m. So if we substitute now, in the universal set there are 30 students minus this guy is 6. The n of w is 15, n of m is 13, minus n of w intersection m. So 30 minus 6 is 24. 15 plus 13 is 28, minus n w intersection m. So if I carry over like terms, right, that would be like, I could take this one to the other side, then take this one to the other side. So that would be n bracket w intersection m is equal to 28, and if I bring this 24 to the other side, that will be minus 24. So at the end of the day, the intersection, the number of people that study woodwork and metalwork, 4, right? So if I want to find the number of people that study woodwork only, I have to subtract 4 from the number of people that are studying woodwork. We made the mention of difference between woodwork and woodwork only in previous videos. So if you're just joining this particular video, I would advise that you look at the playlist on that, really start from the beginning to enjoy everything that we have been doing so far. So the number of woodwork only, this would be number of people studying woodwork minus number of people studying woodwork intersection metal work, right? So, and that's like, I think the woodwork was 15, if my memory serves me right, yeah, 15. So 15 minus 4, and that will give you 11. So we've solved it using the mathematical approach. If you solve it using the Venn diagram approach, I wanted to actually pause the video and try it out yourself, especially if you've been following the video so far. Welcome back. Let's do it together. So we have our Venn diagram. I could put this guy as the number of people studying woodwork, and this other guy to be number of people studying metalwork, right? And this guy here, maybe outside of the two circles, I could just say the number of people that are studying woodwork union metalwork complements, right? And I could come here, I could say the number of people in the universal set, right? I think the number of people in the universal set is 30. Number of people that are studying neither of them is 6. Number of people studying woodwork is 15, and I think number of people studying metalwork is 13. Yeah, so this 13. So the way we always do is that we'll give the intersection, right? People that study woodwork and metalwork, we'll make it x because we don't know it for now, right? So if we wanted to find people that are studying woodwork only, remember we said this outer circle, this part here of the circle, people that are studying woodwork only. If I wanted to find it, I would say 15 minus x, because I'm removing the guys that are studying both. And if I want to find number of people that study metalwork only, I have to remove the guys that are studying both, so that will be 13 minus x. So if I had this guy, woodwork only plus both plus metalwork only plus those that don't even study any of them, I should have the exact number of people in the class. So based on that, we'll populate our this and say 15 minus x plus 13 minus x plus 6, and that should give us the total number, which is 13. So this will cancel this, minus x plus x will cancel out. 15 plus 13, that will give me 28. 28 plus 6, that will give me 34. So 34 minus x give me 30. So if I collect like terms, the 34 will go to the other side. So that'll be minus x is equal to 30 minus 34. So 30 minus 34, right, that will give you minus 4. So minus x is equal to minus 4. And if I divide both sides by minus, you will see that our x is equal to what? Is equal to 4. So this x is equal to 4 is just the guys that study both. So if I want to find people that study woodwork only, right, this is 15 minus x. So I will also come here and say number of woodwork only. That will give me number of woodwork minus number of woodwork intersection metalwork, and that will give me 15 minus 4, which is equal to 11. Right, so two different approaches, same result. Whatever one that you actually prefer. As a matter of fact, if you ask me, I actually prefer the Venn diagram approach. It's easier. But let's say our answer, if our answer is correct. So out of these options, our answer should be option C. Great. So the next question is taken from 2022. It says, given that A and B are sets such that n of A is equal to 8, n of B is equal to 12, and n of A intersection B is equal to 3, we should find n of A union B. I want to try out this particular question before we solve it together. Welcome back. So the first thing that we're going to do in this particular question is find the given. In the given, we're told that the number of people that study A is 8. The number of people that study B is 12. The number of people that study A intersection B is 3. I want to find the number of people that study A union B, right? Great. Or I have been using study. These are just sets, right? They're different sets, it's not study. So we know our general formula. The real formula is n of A union B is equal to n of A plus n of B minus n of A intersection B. And we explained how this formula actually came about in one of our previous videos. So if I substitute, right, we're trying to find this guy, but we know that n of A is 8, we know n of B is 12, we know n of A intersection B is 3, or 8 plus 12, that will give me 20. 20 minus 3, that will give me 17. So then the answer is just 17. Let's see if we're correct. So that should be option B. Great. So if you got it, well done. Now this third question is saying that if P, so this is like inequality, right? I know we've not reached all of these symbols before, but if you look at it, there's less than or equal to. But we're just saying that x is between minus 3 and 1. This is just, if you see like the equal to sign, like a bound that is less than, then you know that it includes minus 3. But because there is none, that means it's going to be minus 2, minus 1, 0. 1 will not be part of it because there's no equal to sign under the less than sign that we have here. So this will be minus 2, minus 1, 0. Just saying anything between minus 3 and 1 without including minus 3 and the 1, which is the other bound. So Q2 is also saying that x is between minus 1 and 3, but because it does not have equal to, so it will be 0, 1, and 2, right? It's not going to include minus 1, it's not going to include 3 because there's no equal to under. So that's fine. It says where x is a real number, find P intersection Q. This is taken from 2021. Let's solve it together. So as I stated before, if I wanted to list out the guys in P, that is telling me from minus 2 to 0, because minus 3 and 1 is not part of it. So that will be minus 2, minus 1, and 0, right? And I wanted to list out the number in Q. This would be 0 to 2, because minus 1 and 3 is not included. So this would be 0, 1, and 2, right? So if you look at it, what is common in both of them? What is common in both of them is just 0. So P intersection Q is just 0. So this should be our answer. This is a very direct question. Let's see if we're correct. So they put it in terms of inequality. So how are we going to express this in terms of inequality too? Now we know that the only value in our sets is 0. So if I wanted to put this guy, I could say, let me put x in between. So I could say minus 1 is less than x and x is less than 1. So if you look at this guy, the only thing between minus 1 and 1 is 0, and because there's no equal to sign, so minus 1 and 1 is not part of it. So this should be our answer, right? X is between minus 1 and 1. The reason that between minus 1 and 1 is 0. So if you are back to the options, the one that actually fits our answer is option A. Let's see if we're correct. Great. Now the next question is saying that we should consider the statements P and a statement Q. These more of logical statements. I think the next topic we're going to be choosing is logical statements, but also it has to do with sets. So you see this particular question there. So the statement P is saying all students offering literature also offer history, and statement Q is saying students offering history do not offer geography. It now says which of the Venn diagrams correctly illustrates the two statements. This is taken from 2021. If you look at the first statement P, it says all students offering literature also offer history. So if you put a big circle here, right, all students offering literature also offer history. So if this is a set of history, the set of the literature students would basically just be a subset of the history students, because all of them, right, assuming they said all students study history also study literature, it will have been the other way, but they said all students studying literature, all of them, right, also study history. So that means there might be some students that actually study literature, but they study history. But in this case here, when you see, you have to follow the order of how they actually stated it. So it says all students offering literature also offer history. So if I look at this one here, I already know that my answer should be most likely C. I mean, this is the one that depicts the first half. So it now says that the Q statement says that students offering history do not offer geography. Right, so that means that there is no point of intersection between both of them. Because I mean, there were some people that were studying geography and history will be having something like this, right? So this small portion will be for people studying them, but in this case there is no, so it has to be disjoint. So at least that gives us the assurance that our answer C is correct. The next question says that in a class of 80 students, 3/4 study biology, 3/5 study physics. If each student studies at least one of the two subjects, so that means that there is none that does not study any of them. Draw a Venn diagram to represent this information. How many students study both? Find the fraction of students that study biology but not physics. And that way to look at it as saying, find the fraction of students that study biology only. First, let's take this 3/4 and 3/5 and make them to be normal numbers first. So I told you number of people in the universal set, number of students is 80. Number of students studying biology, it is 3/4. So that would be 3/4 times 80. And for year 1, for year 20, if you do 3 times 20, you would have 60. So people that are studying biology, 60 people. Number of people that are studying physics, so let me put it here because of space, 3/5, so that's 3/5 times 80. If you do 80 divided by 5, that should give you 16. So 16 times 3, that will give me 48. So 48 people study physics. And then they now said if each student studies at least one of, so there is no, I mean everybody's studying something, we should draw the Venn diagram to represent this information. Let's illustrate what we have. So we know that the number of people in the universal set, so this will be N of U is equal to 80. The N of B, let's say this is biology, N of B is equal to 60. Remember, the N of B is this entire circle, the full circle. Because if you add 60 plus 48, you can see that is more than 80. That's because there are some that are being counted twice, the people that are in the intersection. So the number of people that study physics, which is N of P, is equal to 48. We have represented this in Venn diagram. Then we can see people that study both, we could just say X. Fine. And there is none that study neither. So this place will be, we can just leave it as blank. So that we should find number of students that study both, which is this X. So if we wanted to break this down, this guy here will be people that study biology only. So I'll remove the shared amount of people that study both. So that will be 60 minus X, and then 48 minus X. So if I had this guy, add this guy, at the end of the day, it should give me the number of people in the class. That will be 60 minus X plus 48 minus X should give me 80. So minus X plus X will go. 60 plus 48, that should give me 108. 108 minus X should be equal to 80. Then minus X, if I take like terms, so 80 minus 108. If you do 80 minus 108, that should give you minus 28. So if you divide both sides by minus, right, our X will be equal to 28. That X is the number of people that study both, right? So we already know that. So the second question is saying find the fraction of students that study biology and not physics, right, which is biology only. So biology only will just be 60 minus X, but in the result you find in terms of fraction. But let's find the number of biology only. So that will be 60 minus X, which is 60 minus 28, and if you subtract this 2, this should give you 32. So in terms of fraction, this should be 32 over total number of people in the class, which is 80. We can divide this further and say 8 here 4, 8 here 10. It can also go further and say 2 here 2, 2 here 5. So at the end of the day, the fraction is actually 2 over 5. Let's see if our answer is correct. So our II is 28 and then 2 over 5. So we are good. This question says that X is a set. We did this when we're doing set builder notation. To set, this is like saying X such that X is less than 7. So anything less than 7 belongs to this particular set. And Y is equal to Y such that Y is a factor of 24. So all factors of 24 within the particular range really belong to this particular set Y as subsets of the universal set. You can see the universal set is just 1 to 10. Find X intersection Y. This is taken from 2020. First things first is that if I just say X is less than 7, I mean there are a lot of values that are less than 7. Minus 2000 minus this 0. So that is a lot. Right. So let's start with the universal set. So we know a universal set is just numbers 1 up to 10. Right. So that means whatever we're doing should be within this range. So our set X that is less than 7. So of course we know that we are bounded by this universal set. So that would be really 1 to 6. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 for this X. Right. Anything less than 7. And then we're told that Y is a factor of 24. So remember the way we found factor of 24 when we're treating LCM. We said for 24 we'll just do maybe 1 comma 24, because 1 times 24 will give us 24. 2 comma 12, because 2 times 12 will give us 24. 3 comma 8, because 3 times 8 give us 24. 4 comma 6, because 4 times 6 give us 24. Then the next value is going to be 6 comma 4. We said whenever we start repeating ourselves, right, 4 comma 6, 6 comma 4 is really the same thing, or where we reach the same value, let's say 5 5, that is where we'll stop. So we'll stop here. So all these guys are factors of 24, but out of all these guys we only need the ones that are between 1 and 10. So we have 1 2 3 4 6 8. So at the end of the day, Y should be 1 2 3 4 6 8. Great. So is that in the boundary within the range of these universal sets? These are sets X and these are sets Y. What is common with them? We can see, let me put say X intersection Y. 1 is common between both of them, 2 is common, 3 is common, 4 is common, 6 is common. So at the end of the day, when we broke this down, our X intersection Y is just 1 2 3 4 6. Let's see if we are correct. 1 2 3 4 6, that should be option B. Great. Next question is taken from 2020, and it says the universal set is from numbers 1 to 10 and its subsets are defined as follows. Subset A is X such that X is a multiple of 2. Subset B is X such that X is a multiple of 3. Subset C is X such that X is a factor of 6. Remember, the word factor is not multiple, now it's factor. That means I should find the intersections between the complements of A, complement of B, complement of C. Let me pause the video and let you try it out for some few minutes. Welcome back. Let's solve it together. We know our universal set is 1 up to 10. We know A is a multiple of 2. So within the range of our universal set, what are the multiples of 2? 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 3, 6. 2 times 4, 8. 2 times 5, 10. Right? This is where we'll actually stop, because we are bounded by the universal sets. So B is multiple of 3. What are the multiples of 3? 3 times 1, 3. Times 2, 6. Times 3, 9. Right? These are the things that fall within this range. Remember, if there are subsets, that means they must only contain things that are within the universal set. They must not contain things that are out of the universal sets. Then C is saying that so that X is a factor of 6. So how do we find factors? Just like we found in the previous question. So what can give us 6? 1 comma 6, Abby, 2 comma 3. Next one is 3 comma 2, but we are repeating ourselves, so we'll stop here. So all these guys are within the range of 1 to 10. So we'll just put our C is 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 6. Right? So now we have to find the complements of A, B, and C. So A complement, what is in the universal set that is not in A? We have 1, we have 3, we have 5, we have 7, we have 9. So B complement, what is in the universal set that is not in B? We have 1, we have 2, we have 4, we have 5, 7, 8, and 10. And C complement is that should be 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now we want to find what is the intersection between both of them. So that will be A complement intersection B complement intersection C complement. So let's look at it. What can we see? I can see 1 more, but I can't see 1 here. I can't see 4 here. I can see 5. Great. I can see 7. I can't see 8, and I can't see 9. So I think at the end of the day, it's just 5 and 7 that is the common thing between A complement, B complement, and C complement. Let's see if we're correct. Great. So 5, 7. Now the next question is saying that if T is equal to the set of prime numbers and M is equal to a set of odd numbers, and they are subsets of U, which is universal set. Universal set is read as X such that X is between, so there's no equal to, so it's between 1 and, but now there's an equal to, so that means it's to include 10. So X is between 1 and 10, and X is an integer, meaning that all numbers. Find the T prime intersection M prime. This is another way of saying T complement intersection M complement. Let's start with universal sets, because that will give us the boundary of our T and our M. Our given, so that the U should be between 1 and 10. I've explained why. So this is 1 up to 10. And then our T is a set of prime numbers, and it should be between 1 and 10 because it's a subset of the universal sets. The first prime number is 2. So 2, 3. What else again? We have 5. We have 7. The next one is 11, but it's already out of range. So we'll stop at 7. And then our M is the odd numbers. Odd numbers, we have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, right? So we want to find the complement and find what is common between the complements. So T complement to be 1. At least from this range, what is in the universal set that is not in T? We want 4, 6, 8, 9, and 10. And then our M complement, what's our M complement? That will be 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Now, what is the intersection between both of them? You can see that we have 4 common in both of them, 6 is common in both of them, 8 is common in both of them, 10 is common in both of them. So we have 4, 6, 8, 10. Let's see if we're correct. So from these options, that should be option A. Great. This next question is taken from 2018, and it says that if M and N are two subsets of the universal set U, and the number of elements in U is 48, number of elements in M is 20, number of elements in N is 30, and number of elements in M union N is 40, we should find the number of elements in N intersection M prime. So I want you to actually try out this particular thing by yourself. Write out what we're given. We're told that the N of U is 48, the N of M is 20, N of N is 30, N of M union N is 40, and we're told to find the N of M intersection N prime. Based on our formula that we know that N of M union N is equal to N of M plus N of N minus N of M intersection N. So if I substitute, this is 40 is equal to 20 plus 30 minus, we don't know this guy, so that will be N of M intersection N. Now let's simplify. So 40 will be equal to 20 plus 30 is 50 minus N of M intersection N. So if I collect like terms, let me carry on this one to the other side. That will be N of M intersection N is equal to 50. If I carry this 40 to the other side, that will be minus 40. So the N of M intersection N in this case is 10, right? But they told us that we should find the prime of it. That means from the universal set, we need to take out, like, want to find number of people. So if people that study both is 10 and number of people in the class is 48, we want to find number of people that don't study both really, and that will be N of U minus N of M intersection N. So that will be 48 minus 10, and that will give me 38. So 38 people don't study both. Let's see if our answer is correct. So that should be option D. Great. If you got it, well done. Look at the next question. It says that in a roadworthiness test on 240 cars, 60% passed. The number that failed had faults in clutch, brakes, and steering as follows: clutch only 28, clutch and steering 14, clutch, steering, and brakes 8, clutch and brakes 20, bricks and steering only 6. It now says the number of cars with faults in steering only is twice the number of cars with faults in bricks only. So it says draw a Venn diagram to represent this information, and then how many cars had faulty bricks and only one fault. I think this particular question is really testing your understanding of where they say bricks and steering only. So let's see how we're going to resolve all of this. So as always, we start with our given. So we're told that 60% passed, and all the information they give us is about failures. That means if 60% passed, then that means the percentage that failed would be what? Would be 100 minus 60. So that would be 40%. So 40% of these vehicles failed. And what is 40%? So if you say the number that failed, let me say number of failures. So number of failures is 40% of 240. So 40% times 240. So that would be 40 over 100 times 240. So if you do this, this will cancel this will cancel this. So 24 times 4, that will give you 6. That will be 96. So 96 cars failed. So if out of those 96, clutch only was 28, so number of clutch, and then you have to put the only, was 28. So it says number of clutch, let me just say C intersection S. Okay, there's no only here, so this is 14. And then N of C intersection S intersection B, that is 8. And number of C intersection B, that will be 20. And then the number of B intersection S, but there's an only here, so only, this is equal to 6. And the number of cars with faults in steering only is twice number of cars with faults in brake. So if I say number of those in brake is X, so number of those with steering faults is going to be 2 times, right? Because the number of cars with faults in steering is twice. So there is an only here too. So I meant to put the only here. So I could just put the number of, this is only, and this will be 2 times, which is 2x. Also, let me just change this to C, N of C for uniformity's sake. So this is what we have. So if this guy here is our clutch, so this number of clutch, and this guy here is our number of brake, and this guy is number of S, and then our universal set, which is N of U, is equal to 96 from what we had here, because number of failures was 96. So number of clutch only, because it's only, is just this part outside of the intersection, and we know that's perfectly to be 28. And then they said the intersection between these two guys is 14, but there's no only here, so I'll leave it because I'm still meant to subtract for me to find just this guy here, and this guy here is the number of clutch intersection steering only, but there's no only here, so it still includes some of those that are shared with brake. So I have to hold on. So for the intersection of the 3 of them, we're told that clutch intersection steering intersection brake is 8. So that means at this place here is 8. That's fine. So yeah, this clutch intersection steering, which is 14, I could just say 14 minus 8. So this guy is 6. So the people that did clutch and steering only is 6, and that is the part that will come here. So we know that the number of clutch intersection brake is 20, but there's no only here. I have to say 20 minus 8, and this will give me 12. So the number of people that did only clutch and brake is 12. Now we thought the number of brake intersection steering only is 6. So brake intersection, so we already told that this is only, so just put the 6 here. In the question, we're told that the number of people that had brake fault only is X. So the number of people that had brake fault only is this space that remains, which is X. And the number of people that had steering fault only is 2x. So steering fault only, which is just this part that remains, is 2x. Now if I had 28 plus 12 plus x plus 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 2x, I should have 96, as we've been doing before. So let's do that. So that would be 28 plus 12 plus x plus 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 2x, and that should give me 96. So if I take out my calculator and I solve this, I'm going to have 60. So 60 plus x is 3x is equal to 96. If I take this to this other side, I'll have 3x is equal to 96 minus 60, and our 3x will be equal to what? 36. So our x here is equal to 12, because if I divide both sides by 3, I would have my x to be equal to 12. So that means the number of brake only is 12, and the number of steering only is times 2 of that, which is what? 24. Great. So let's look at the question. we've drawn the diagram, and then they're telling us how many cars had faulty brakes. So cars that had faulty brakes would be this entire circle. So that would be 12 plus 8 plus 6 plus x, because it's telling us that how many cars had faulty brake. It don't tell us faulty brake only or anything like that. So we have to add everything in the circle. So number of brake is going to be, if I go back, this will be 12 plus 8 plus 6 plus x. 12 plus 8 plus 6 plus x. And if I do that, 12 plus 8 is 20. 20 plus 6 is 26. Plus our x is going to be 12. And that will give me 38. So by the time I added 12 plus 8 plus 6 plus the x that we got, I said number of people that had faulty brakes are 38. Now the next question is saying that we should find how many people had only one fault. So all these guys, these 2 faults, these 2 faults, these 3 faults, these 2 faults. So only one fault will be 28 plus x plus 2x, which is clutch only, brake only, and steering only. So if I say one fault, this is going to be 28 plus x plus 2x, or 28 plus 3x. And if I substitute, that will give me 28 plus 3 times 12, and that is 28 plus 36, which is going to give me 64. So the number of cars that had one fault only is 64. Let's see if our answer for both cases is going to be correct. So that will be 38 and 64. So we can see our diagram aptly represented, and we can see 38 and 64. Well done to us. Now the next question is saying that if M is a set which contains x elements, and x elements are between 3, you can see this inclusive here, so 3 is part of it, up to 7. The reason why I didn't include 8 is because there's no equal to here, so from 3 to 7. And then n is from, so it will not include 8 because there's no equal to here, so that will be 9 to 12. Which of the following is true? So 8 is a member of M intersection n, 8 is a member of M union n, and M intersection n is equal to null. Let's see what the options will be. So it will be something like this. Pause the video and try it out yourself. Welcome back. Let's solve it together. So we know that our set M is going to contain 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and our set N is going to contain 9, 10, 11, 12. So if you say M intersection N, let's find what M intersection N is. Is there anything that's common in any of them? No. So how do we represent it? It represents it with a null sign, and that is our file. Or we could say something like this. Anyone is fine. And then talk about union. So if I do M union N, that's going to give me 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Is 8 a member of any of them? No. So our answer from this particular thing is going to be 3 only, because M intersection N is equal to the file. Let's see if our answer is correct. That should be option A. Hold on to us. Next question is saying that out of 120 customers in a shop, 45 bought both bags and shoes. If all customers bought either bags or shoes, 11 more customers bought shoes than bags. Illustrate this information in a diagram. Find the number of customers who bought shoes. Calculate the probability that a customer selected at random bought bags. Let's solve it together. So this particular question, what are we given? We could say that the number of universal sets is 120, because we're told that out of 120 customers, so that means the total number of customers is 120. 45 bought bags and shoes, so the number of bags intersection shoes, but there's no only here, so this is just 45. If all customers bought either bags or shoes, so nobody bought nothing, you must buy something, and 11 more customers bought shoes than bags. This means that the number of people that bought shoes is 11 more than the number of people that bought bags. Now, how do we illustrate this information in a Venn diagram? This is a Venn diagram. You know that bags can be here and then shoes can be here. So this will be number of bags, and this will be number of shoes, and this will be number of universal sets. I think we're told 450 people. No, 120 actually. So 120. We're told that the intersection of them is 45, and then if this is the case, if n of b is equal to x, that means that the n of s here would be equal to what? 11 plus x. So if this n of b is x, n of s here is 11 plus x. Now if I wanted to find the people that bought bags only, that would be x minus 45, and people that bought shoes only, that will be 11 plus x minus 45. So by the time I had all these three guys, 1, 2, 3, it must sum up to 120. That's like saying x minus 45 plus 45 plus 11 plus x minus 45 is going to give me 120. So if I cancel out this guy, minus 45 and plus 45 will go. X plus x is 2x. 11 minus 45, that should give me minus 34. You can try that out on your calculator. So this is equal to 120. So if I collect like terms, that will be 2x is equal to 120 plus 34. And our 2x is equal to 154. And if I divide both sides by 2, what will our x be? Our x will just be equal to 77. It now says that we should find the number of customers that bought shoes. So that bought shoes will be this entire thing, which will be 11 plus x minus 45 plus 45. So number of people that bought shoes would be 11 plus x minus 45 plus 45. So these two should go. That would be 11 plus 77, and that is equal to 88. And if that is the case, it now says that calculate the probability that a customer selected at random bought bag. So that is like saying number of people that bought bag all over total number of people in the set, and that is x minus 45 plus 45 divided by 120. If you know about probability, that is just so the number of people that bought bags over total number of people that are in the set. So for that particular question, we say the n of b all over the n of u, and that is x minus 45 plus 45 all over total number, which is 120. And then our x is 77, so that will be 77. If these two will go, and that's just basically 77 over 120. This study knows that probability that if somebody is taken at random, the person actually bought bag is 77 over 120, and that's pretty much a very, very high number. If 77 people out of 120 buy your bag, that's actually a good number. Let's see if our answer is actually correct. Yeah, so we can see our Venn diagram here, and then 88 and 77 over 120. Well done to us. Let's go to the next question. So we're told that we should examine m prime intersection n from this Venn diagram that is given below. Let's solve it together. So if you look at it, the universal set here is going to be a, b, c. This e is outside because it's not part of m and n, so it will be a, b, c, the e, then the f and g. This is like everything in the universal set. Then our set m, which is everything inside m, is going to be a, b, c. And then our n is going to be everything inside circle n, which is c, f, g. So it's telling that we should find m prime. Let's see, if I say m prime, that is going to give me e, f, g. So that means that if I do m prime intersection n, what is common in both of them? M prime intersection n is going to be, of course, we can see f is common and we can see g is common. So this is f comma g. So this is basically it. Let's see if our answer is actually even correct. So from these options, we can see that our answer is option A. Great. Well done to us. Let's go to the next question. So the next question, we're told that out of 95 travelers that were interviewed, 7 traveled by bus and train only, 3 by train and car only, 8 traveled by all 3 means of transportation. The number x of travelers who traveled by bus only was equal to the number of travelers who traveled by bus and car only. So they now said if 47 people traveled by bus and 30 traveled by train, represent this information in a Venn diagram, calculate the value of x, and then the number who traveled by at least 2 means. I know it's looking a bit complex, but I want you to, the way we've been always writing the given and stating all that they give us and putting it in the Venn diagram, I want you to try it out yourself. Welcome back. Let's solve it together and see if we got it. So the first thing here we're going to actually be talking about here is the given. We're told that out of 95 travelers who were interviewed, so that means the total number of people in that universal set, 95. People that traveled by bus and train, remember this word only, so this is n of b intersection c only is equal to 7, and the n of people that traveled by train and car only, so n of t intersection c only is 3. Now said 8 traveled by all 3 means, so n of b intersection c intersection c is equal to 8. It now says the number x of travelers who traveled by bus only, so n of b only is x. It now says that number x is also equal to the number of people who traveled by bus and car only. So the number of people that traveled by bus intersection car only is also equal to x. It now says that if the total number of people that traveled by bus is 47, so n of b, there is no only here, so this is 47, and then n of t is 30. So we should represent this in a Venn diagram, and that's fine. So now this is b, this is n of b, this is n of t, and this is n of c. So we're told that n of u is equal to 95, so I could just come here and say n of u. What was again the b intersection c only? That's good. So they've removed everything for us, so we have just the guys that were here. So the 7, t intersection c only is 3, so t intersection c only, great. So the number of b only is x, so this is the outside here, and this guy is x. The number of b intersection c only is x, so this is this place here, x. Notice the number of b is 47, so this guy here is 47, which is total number of people that traveled by bus, and then the n of t is 30, total number of people that traveled by train, so this is this outside one. So I think I missed something here. So the number of people that traveled by all three means is 8, so let me fix that in here. So I think we're good. So if I want to find the number of people that traveled by train only, that will be what's great. So 30 minus 7 minus 3. So 30 minus 7 minus 8 minus 3, if you plug that to your calculator, that will give you 12. Now we know the number of people that traveled by train only. We don't know the number of people that traveled by car only, because they don't give us the number of people that traveled by car, unlike all these other ones that they give us. So we can say this is y. Let's just say this is y, because we're not giving information about the number of people that traveled by car. Now what can we do first? If I look at this first circle, this is x, this is x. So if I do x plus x, that will give me 2x, and if I do 7 plus x, that will give me 15. Remember, this total circle is not what traveled by bus, whether bus and something, it does not matter. And when I told that number is equal to 47, so I can use that to find the value of x. So if I say x plus 7 plus 8, this should give me 47. X plus x is equal to 2x. 7 plus 8 is equal to 15, and this is equal to 47. So 2x is equal to 47 minus 15. 2x is equal to, if you do 47 minus 15, that should give you 32. So if you divide both sides by 2, what is your x going to be? Great, so x is going to be 16. So that means that this x here is 16. Now the question now says that we should find the number of people that traveled by at least 2 means. So we don't need to find what this y is. So people that traveled by at least 2 means, that is 2 or more. Remember the video that we did where I was talking about some of these words, at least, at most. So if you're just joining this particular video, or you've not watched any of the things in the playlist on that set, I will encourage you that you start from the beginning, go to the playlist in the description, and start from the very first video and follow it through, and use this WAEC past question again to be able to sum all of the things that you have learned. So what I studied at least 2 cars, so this is 2 or more. So these are the guys, x, 3, 7, and 8. So 2 or more. That's why it's also good to also read the question. You could be solving for y, and then they did not ask you to solve for y, and then you waste time on the particular question. So for 2 or more, we said x plus 3 plus 7 plus 8, and that will give me 16 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8. And if you do that, that should give you 34. So the number of people that traveled by at least 2 means is 34. Let's see if our answer is actually correct. Great, so you can see our x is 16 and then our b is 34. Well done to you if you got it right. Now the next question is saying that we should describe the shaded portion in the diagram. This is very similar to what we were doing when we were talking about 3 sets Venn diagram shading in one of the previous videos. So I said something that you look at it, this part here, if you look at this whole place, there's only a portion of Q that is shaded, and that portion of Q that is shaded, they removed everything that has to do with P, and they removed everything that has to do with R. So anyone that intersects with this one, whether P or R, they removed everything. So it's only the one that is in Q, just like we always say, Q only. It's just like the one in Q only. So this is like saying, if you want to remove this P, you take the complement. So we will say P complement intersection Q, because Q is the only one that has its portion shaded, and then intersection R complements. So that should be our option A. Once again, if this is looking strange, we treated it before under 3 set Venn diagram shading. So the answer is actually option A, because it's P complement intersection Q, then intersection R complement. So remove anything P and R from Q. So our answer here is option A. Great. And the next question is saying that if set X is 0, 2, 4, 6 and set Y contains 1, 2, 3, 4, set Z contains 1, 3, and they are all subsets of these universal sets, find X intersection Y prime union Z in brackets. I want you to pause the video and try this out yourself. Welcome back. Let's solve it together. So what do we know about the universal sets? So this is like saying X such that X is between 0 and 6 inclusive, because of this equal to sign under. So this 0 up to 6. Our X is 0, 2, 4, 6. Our Y is 1, 2, 3, 4. Our Z is 1 and 3. Let's always find what is in the brackets first. What is Y prime? Y prime is anything that is in the universal set that is not in Y, and that would be 0, 5 and 6. So if I say Y prime union Z, this is what, like I always say, you can say 0, 5, 6, 1, 3, fine, but I always try to keep mine in ascending order, so I don't lose track of it, especially when the values are very large. So this is like 0, 1, 3, 5, 6. Now we have this guy. So where does it intersect with X? So this is our X, these are Y prime union Z. What did it intersect? So I can see 0 is an intersection point, and then 6 is an intersection point. So at the end of the day, my X intersection Y prime union Z is going to be what? 0, 6. Let's see if our answer is correct. So that should be option C. Well done to you if you got it right. And the last question here is taken from 2014. It says that in the Venn diagram, P, Q, and R, they are subsets of the universal sets U, and then N of U is equal to 125. We should find the value of X and find the value of the number in P union Q intersection R complement. Pause the video again and try this out yourself. Welcome back. Let's solve it together. So one thing that is sure is that the N of U will be the sum of everything inside this place here, and they've given us all these guys are only P only, Q only. They've given us all those things. Remember, there's also something at the bottom here, which is the ones that are outside of the purview of this P, Q, and R. So we have to consider that too. So by the time we add everything together, it should give us our N of U. So let's add. That would be 16 minus 2x plus 5x. So I'm going like this, and like this. Plus 6 plus x plus 8x plus 4x plus 7x plus 19 minus 3x. And remember, there's a 4 here. It's very easy to forget the 4. So that will be plus 4, and this is equal to 125, which is the total number of people in the set. Now let's add the whole number parts first. So that will be 16 plus 19 plus 4. Just to be sure I didn't miss anything. 16 plus 19 plus 4, then there is a 6 here, so plus 6. 16 plus 6 plus 19 and then plus 4, so that is 45. It's very easy to mix up all these things and then forget this number 4. Let me confess to you. So if you look at these guys that have x's, so that will be minus 2 plus 5 plus x, that is like same plus 1, plus 8x, which is like same plus 8, plus 4 plus 7 minus 3. So this should give you plus 20x is equal to 125. So let's carry over to the other side. So that will be 20x is equal to 125 minus 45. And then 125 minus 45 is 80. So 20x is equal to 80. If I divide both sides by 20, then that means our x is equal to what? Is equal to 4. Great. So now the next question is saying that we should find P union Q intersection R complement. If you've been following what we're doing on Venn diagram shading, I'm going to disturb ourselves and now say, oh, let's now write down all these things and then remove. It's just something very direct. This is P, this is Q. If I find the union between them, that is like saying I'm joining both of them. So I'll have this 16 minus 2x plus 8x plus 4x plus 5x plus 6 plus x plus 7x. That is that for that. intersection R complement. Remember what I said about this R complement. Whenever you have the R complement, it's like as if you are removing anything that have to do with R. So it's like I'll be removing this entire circle here. So from the union is these two guys. So this place here where they intersect with that union, this 8x, 4x, and 7x, so in terms of that union, I'm going to remove it. So at the end of the day, my P union Q intersection R prime will just be 16 minus 2x plus 5x plus 6 plus x. Once again, if this is strange, check the video on Venn diagram shading. So let's go. So that will be 16 minus 2x plus 5x plus 6 plus x. So this is 16 minus 2 times 4 plus 5 times 4 plus 6 then plus 4. So this is like saying 16 minus 8 plus 20 plus 6 plus 4. Let's solve that on a calculator. I'll give you 38. Now let's see if our answer is actually correct. So we can see our x is equal to 4 and then the II is equal to 38. Once you can understand Venn diagram shading very well, you will spend less time with questions. And one other trick part of this particular question is a theory question, is that there will be most likely a chance that you forget this number 4. So these are things that by the time you're practicing, you need to know what are the areas where we are likely to make mistakes. So you note those areas mentally, and then when you're solving, you're very intentional about not making mistakes. And in the exam, always try as much as possible to use a calculator. I know you're very smart, but sometimes when exam tension comes, you can press 4 plus 1 in your mind and you can be thinking it's going to be 6, whereas it's going to be 5. So just small errors, try to minimize it by using calculator. With this, we've actually come to the end of the WAEC past question on sets, meaning that we have closed down our playlist on set theory. If you like what we did in this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or contribution or feedback, add a comment under the video. I will address all comments. Then if you know somebody that this particular channel can help, spread the word to them. Our goal is to reach as many people as possible, and I believe in the word of mouth very strongly. So see you guys in the next video.